Oh, a3, g6. Let's open chat. Yes, we just failed. That's a move we anyway want to play. I guess there's... Yeah, but this is now just a very strange accelerated dragon where they played a3. Don't believe in that at all. Like there is something to a3, but not like this. No, next I'm just gonna play d5 and be better. Struggling with my coffee. Okay, 5. Yeah, they could have this possession, but already having castled. And now they haven't set a3. Which, yeah, often it's not even that it's like a waste of a move. Sometimes it's even really a weakening move. Sometimes it starts like to push their majority. And they could still make some use of it. But yeah, I think there are lines where they will want to play c3 to cancel out my bishop. And now, yeah, these light squares got extra weak. They take on d5. Did I spell immortal wrong? I thought so. I can't edit that. Okay, e5. Of course. Yeah, after 97, maybe they play e6. So I could play 98. Yeah, so 97, e6 I take, and then bishop g4. No, then I just play that pawn sacrifice is sometimes, yeah, sometimes something, but yeah, I guess it's more 97 and then f4, and now I want to play f6, and then now maybe this e6 start to become annoying. I think, yeah, 98 is always like the safe way how to reply to this e5. The knight can reroute to some squares, or sometimes just after f6 will go back. No. So let's check. I hope Nah, I think no, pretty sure. Was for a second worried that I messed up Immortal also in my YouTube title. So I finished my coffee, now I'm going to the tea. Okay, come on, opponent taking their time here. I guess they, yeah, because I played 98, they are not forced to defend it with f4. You can also do like a bishop move, or even potentially the queen move. Then let's see how will I react to that. F6 for sure is still then a potential candidate move. Okay, they go for f4. I think now f6 is almost automatic. Can't leave this construction. So now taking with the bishop is an option, but because the knight could go to f5. Sometimes I'm threatening to I'm almost threatening to play d4. I guess I play bishop d4, and I maybe don't want to trade off my dark square bishop. So let's just play it like this. They have now like this random pawn on f4. Have created weaknesses behind. I think queen c7 here to then follow it up with rook b8. Although now they yeah, no, I think b4. Like, there are too many dark square weaknesses probably. My pawn on e7 is a bit of backward pawn, but now even sometimes ready to play e5. Yeah, after move like let's say b4, knight g4. I think they probably need to take. I guess they could maybe bishop. Although then I can do it like this. So bishop there. Then I can take here. Play something like rook b1. No, it's unclear. Like, how is that trade for me? I have some space advantage, so maybe I don't really necessarily want to trade pieces. Do I? Yeah, I think this would be 8. As long as it's with the tempo on the pawn, I will play it. But yeah, for example, do I want to play bishop f5 and sort of tempt him into g4? That's another question, which I'm not sure from the moment. Feel, yeah, giving them the option to do it with tempo probably not ideal. Don't think I'm that afraid of g4, but don't want to give them tempos to do it. They very well could be tempted to do it anyway. Okay, that's of course a very sensible move, trying to like fight for this diagonal, also stopping e5, also stopping rook b8 actually. No, not really. Maybe. Let's see. So after rook b8, bishop here, queen b6. Yeah, maybe. I want to maybe like put my bishop there. Okay, c5 this also here hanging. Can like snuck my bishop into f7. Like making them overprotecting my center a bit, sometimes preparing c5. I could just allow this trade to happen. Like bishop b7 and try to get something like this in. Does that make sense? No, I think I'm gonna put my bishop here. Now c5 could be close to a move, although there is then bishop takes and 95, which because after the capture this would be with a check. So okay, so that's now this diagonal very weak. I guess after a5, b5, c5, now that line is somewhat working. They're also preparing this. Could put a hook here to overprotect this knight here. I can trade, check. keeping the tension. In the dark square, like they have now all, I guess, yeah, it are mostly, my dark squares are really weak actually. But yeah, like both our dark squares are weak. It's my tea. Yeah. Will not stream too long today. I'm only around 2 hours. But just, yeah. Okay. So that allows knight e4. Of course, now they can trade and play queen d4. And then I thought I could maybe live with that. Yeah, I think, yeah, I need to fight for these dark squares. So in that line, take here. Let's say I go back now. In some cases, this is a weakness. No, I guess, yeah, there's still the g4. Oh no, after, because my bishop, my knight is here, this pawn is actually hanging. There's, of course, yeah, they have IDs with a, like, with a pin. So it's not at all clear, but so for example this, yeah, like yeah, I guess this is, for example, maybe a normal looking move. Yeah, of course it's expected. The rest, yeah, no, I'm not gonna self pin. Like we could say already preparing doubling, but then anyway at some point probably I'm playing king g8. Okay, they go for the queen trade, which okay, that's an option. I could like avoid it with something like queen c8. Maybe I'm actually doing that. Or queen d7. Then this is with the tempo. But at least I keep defending this. Then I say just I play next here. I will kick the queen back. Since here. Sure, I guess I have this. But what does that actually do? What move? Very little. Yeah, there's this weak square that need to keep protecting. So yeah, I'm gonna keep the queens on, but need to decide which square. Feels see. Yeah, it was your double-edged decision. Since after d7 now there are ideas with like pinning. Hmm. Yeah, I guess the bishop could do something. Yeah, no. Um, maybe this was dubious. Maybe I should have gone to c8, since I feel like undermining my knight will be quite strong. Because then knight c5 will be very strong. Yep, they directly do that. Which is likely very good move. Could go here. Also queen here as an option. Although 95 is still with the tempo on that bishop. Rook here. Let's say here. C5 take here. No, that doesn't work at all. Yeah, I feel like yeah, that's I guess my concession and play queen d6. We did not take. My opponent offers a draw. No. Did they like why would they offer a draw here? So queen here, take. Here. Yeah, let's play. I think they are actually better, so, but I don't, I'm not if I don't support draw offers. For sure, also the position is interesting. Why would it's we have imbalance? Why would we just agree a draw here? I feel in this line. So here. My pieces are quite active. The knight is here. Okay, the knight can go to this very nice c5 square. Then I'll maybe play bishop d5. It's not that the knight is going to do that much damage. Could also go to a c4, gaining a tempo. It could attack my pawn. Okay, they go into that line. Is there ever, like here, this, knowing that, does it make any sense? Mm. No, I don't think so. Okay, does it ever make sense to do the trade myself? Don't think so. But yeah, this pawn is probably quite weak. So I'm probably worse, but yeah, maybe I should have traded. Like maybe my rook on f8 will not do that much. But yeah, I have a nice time advantage. And there's still play option to outplay my opponent. Not like I'm curious, like what would be the equity. I was fully aware that I was probably worse the moment I declined to draw, but is my equity worse than 50%? Let's say on average I score 60% against this opponent. I think maybe rating wise it even should be more, but let's say 60%. Do I score then over 50% in that position? I honestly don't know, but so here now they can trade and I can give this. I can attack here. Now I can go here. That looks not that bad at all. Also, yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, but all my pawns are weak. So probably shouldn't have tried to play this on. Here. Mm, yes. So e3, check here. Don't uh, like check, and it can still go here. Oh, no, I guess, yeah, maybe that's that line that works actually. E3 here, check here, check. We need to go here. Guess they can also go to f3 at that point. There's no pawn here anymore. And I can take here. They have a rook on e3. Though I guess the downside now the king is not on the back rank. So if I go here, here. Then I maybe just attack this. No, then they have rook here. No, I think this should work fine. No, having the king cut off. My bishop will have a great square on d5. Yeah, it could be very risky actually to take that pawn on e4. Probably they should, but like I'm even gonna angle g2. I guess I can just play g3. No, then I win h2. Yeah, maybe I'm actually not at all worse. I think it's too early to speak of an advantage for me, but at least, yeah, with the time situation, everything together, I think completely fine here. I think I could just take this pawn, of course, but this looks potentially even better. I guess they can go to g4, but then at that point, yeah, now I just take here. They can also not, like here, they could be thinking about knight d3, but I give a check and then I take the hook. Don't see actually good moves for them. Yeah, they can do that. But yeah, my bishop now shouldn't be worse than their knight. Their hook is out of play. King is out of play. I have a5 ideas. Although, yeah. Doesn't do that much. So after rook g3, they sort of keep everything. Yeah, they go for that. So how do I make progress here? The knight is taking away some squares from me. My king has my king can move while their king is stuck, but it's difficult to make progress with the king. Yeah, let's start with this. I guess the only thing I need to look out for is that the knight somehow. It's like this is my only real weakness. Yes. Yeah. My idea was to start slowly moving my pawns up the board, restricting their rook further. But yeah, on g4 they always will have a stable square. But yeah, I think just slow progress. Hi, Minital 2000. Uh, what's your name? Oh, yeah, I will keep speaking in English. Okay, now knight f4 is an idea. Can also pin this knight. Here, here, here. Yeah, just need. Okay, now the rook is defended. So now knight f4 will be possible. I think I can. So I'll take this one. So now I'm a pawn up, and still like most. Yeah, now I manage to get rid of my rook, but yeah, the king and pawn endgame should be easy, so I can easily go for that. And otherwise, yeah, we'll go forward to the king. Yep, of course. Now I need to make sure the knight is still very far away from attacking my e7 pawn, which is still my only weakness. So let's just move the king up. Well, yeah, my bishop is still putting pressure here, so it's still awkward for them to get their king up. Also, yeah, it's a completely winning position, but I don't see the issue. It's here. They have, of course, g4 now. But I think I go here. And then I need to. Okay, I just. Yeah, that I had seen, but I thought that's just the next pawn. And my bishop is always defended, so I guess now can they somehow get to this pawns? Still also very hard. And like my bishop defends this square, so I guess f5, but they are still very far away. I think I can just safely go towards the b4 pawn. Could also just push this pawn. Yeah. Okay. Nicely outplayed my opponent here. Yeah. Why step on a square where they cannot give a check? It shouldn't matter, but okay. Yes, can they attack this pawn? Yes, via h7. So this is a nice precise move. Taking those squares. I guess yeah, the knight can attack that pawn. Yeah, that was e6 is a little bit set for my bishop. Knight here. And then I lose that pawn. Okay, that was too fancy of me. Maybe here, then after this, I'm sort of dominating the knight. Here, we'll keep this pawn. Oh no, it can then dominate the knight from this angle, which is probably better. Now I push the e pawn. Yep. I will attack my bishop. Guess no. Keep the knight out of here. Knight is also 2 squares diagonal of my king. No need to take the knight. Okay. I guess they will finally get to my pawn. I love this, but they are still so slow. Okay, they don't even go after that. Let's go here. They now, of course, can attack my bishop. Then I can go here. No. Let's go here. The knight is never getting back to this pawn, and the king of course also not. Like, yeah, okay, now they finally take the pawn, but okay, let's keep. Next, shouldn't be that hard to just take the knight. Refused a pen. Okay, that's good technique.